Eminem, one of the most influential and controversial figures in modern music, has experienced a significant shift in public perception over the years. As a rapper, he has often challenged societal norms, offered sharp critiques of the political system, and provided an outlet for the frustrations of marginalized voices. However, in recent years, certain actions and stances have caused some fans and observers to question whether he has lost touch with the values that once made him a beloved and rebellious icon. This video will explore two key aspects of this perceived decline in respect for Eminem: his involvement with cryptocurrency and his political endorsements, particularly his support for figures like Kamala Harris. Through an analysis of these factors, we will see how these actions have caused some to view Eminem as compromising his authenticity, and how this shift has affected his relationship with his fan base. Before delving into the more recent controversies surrounding Eminem, it's important to first recognize his position in popular culture. From the early days of his career, Eminem, whose real name is Marshall Bruce Mathers III, rose to fame as a white rapper in a predominantly black genre, gaining both attention and criticism for his unapologetically raw and often controversial lyrics. His music often focused on themes of personal struggle, social alienation, and defiance against societal norms. Eminem was known for his sharp critiques of authority, including the government, the media, and various political figures. His rebelliousness and unfiltered approach to controversial issues earned him both a massive fan base and a reputation as an anti-establishment figure. For many of his fans, Eminem represented the voice of the underdog, the outsider, and the person willing to speak uncomfortable truths. His earlier work, such as the Marshall Mathers LP and The Eminem Show, resonated with listeners who felt alienated from mainstream society. His ability to address issues like poverty, addiction, and personal trauma through a raw and often brutal lens made him a relatable figure for millions. However, as his career progressed, Eminem's image began to evolve, and some of his more recent actions have raised questions about whether he is still the same icon of rebellion and resistance that he once was. One of the most significant factors contributing to the erosion of respect for Eminem in recent years is his involvement in cryptocurrency. In 2021, Eminem, like many other celebrities, became publicly associated with the rapidly growing world of cryptocurrency. While many figures in entertainment, including actors, athletes, and musicians, have used their platform to promote digital currencies and blockchain technology, Eminem's involvement stood out due to the apparent contradiction with his previously established image. Cryptocurrency, especially in its early years, was seen by many as an alternative to traditional financial systems, often marketed as a rebellion against the establishment. This made it appealing to individuals who felt disillusioned with the traditional banking system, and many saw it as a symbol of individual freedom and autonomy. Eminem's decision to become involved in this space, however, came at a time when the cryptocurrency market was rapidly becoming more commercialized and mainstream. Critics argue that Eminem's endorsement of cryptocurrency was part of a broader trend of celebrities aligning themselves with lucrative, but potentially risky, financial schemes. Cryptocurrency, especially in its speculative form, has been associated with volatility and is often seen as a playground for wealthy investors and tech enthusiasts rather than a grassroots movement of rebellion. For many of Eminem's fans, this shift represented a betrayal of his anti-establishment persona. The rapper who once raged against the greed and corruption of the corporate world now appeared to be endorsing a financial system that, while disruptive, had also become a tool for speculation and wealth accumulation among the elite. Moreover, some of the specific cryptocurrency projects with which Eminem became associated, such as the promotion of non-fungible tokens, were criticized for their environmental impact and speculative nature. Many saw these digital assets as yet another example of the growing commercialization of countercultural movements. Eminem's involvement in these ventures led some fans to question his motives and whether he had become just another celebrity capitalizing on the latest trend. Another key factor in the decline of Eminem's respect among certain segments of his fan base has been his political endorsements, particularly his support for Vice President Kamala Harris. Recently, during the presidential election rally in Detroit, Eminem publicly endorsed Harris and expressed his support for her candidacy.
Detroit! What up? I wrote down a few things I wanted to say. I'm here tonight for a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. Going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please. I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known. I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld. And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
This endorsement was part of a broader trend in which many celebrities align themselves with the Democratic Party and its platform, especially in opposition to the presidency of Donald Trump. While political endorsement is not unusual for public figures, Eminem's support for Harris was met with mixed reactions. For some fans, his endorsement of Harris, a figure who had previously faced criticism for her tough-on-crime policies as a prosecutor in California, seemed at odds with the anti-authoritarian, pro-justice stance that had defined much of his music. Eminem's earlier work had often critiqued systemic issues, including police brutality, racial inequality, and government corruption. However, Harris, as a former prosecutor and politician, represented a more establishment-oriented figure, raising questions about whether Eminem had truly stayed true to his roots. Additionally, the concept of wokeness, or the heightened awareness in activism around issues of social justice, has become increasingly prominent in recent years. While some of Eminem's music had addressed issues of race and inequality, many saw his embrace of the political establishment, particularly figures like Harris, as indicative of a broader shift toward the mainstreaming of progressive politics. To some, this felt like an abandonment of the anti-establishment edge that had once defined his work. Rather than using his platform to challenge the political system or push for radical change, Eminem appeared to be aligning himself with figures who represented the status quo. For many of his fans, this perceived shift was disheartening. Eminem, who had once been an outspoken critic of political figures from both major parties, now seemed to be endorsing a candidate who, to some, represented the very system he had once railed against. This alignment with Harris and the broader Democratic Party also put him at odds with fans who felt disillusioned with mainstream politics and who viewed both major political parties as deeply flawed.